Y'all good? How we doing out there? Is everybody good? Is all is well? I hope so. Cause I'ma say it again, what we doing ain't been done before. Before we came to do it. Not in this lifetime. And if you been here before, or if you travel parallels, whatever you did there or doing there, you gotta do in this one. If you don't listen, you gonna miss it. You hear me? I hope everybody feeling good for no reason at all, ready and operating, vibrating, emanating, being the best illustration in the physical demonstration and best version of yourself. For me, I'm all the above, you hear me? Without me going back through it, I can't even remember what I just said, if I be honest. You hear me? And I say it all the time. You hear me? I said that to say, though, no matter where we going and no matter where we are all God in expression. Regardless of where we at on the ladder, at least from my point of view. What we doing ain't been done before. And when you got value, you got more to give than get. That's it. Now everybody ain't gonna catch this one because they ain't in that place of elevation yet, and that's okay. If you're striving towards whatever led you here, we going somewhere. So if you're striving towards where we're going, just stick it out. You know, be a little less resistance. You know, be a little less challenging. You ain't got to challenge everything cause what you think you challenging concerning what's being presented ain't got nothing to do with the representative. Only you. Somebody need to hear that. You hear me? But when you got value, you got more to give than get. But that don't mean, you hear me? That don't mean you not do your just dessert. But the question is, what is your value exchange? What is your value exchange? And I use it. I love how real life has been my teacher, because I use real life to be a teacher. And my purpose of sharing that was because I was asked, what has been the greatest investment I can never make? And I said the greatest investment that I could ever make, or I ever made, was in people. You know, when I was having this conversation with one of my more successful comrades, at least in the appearance of things. That's why we was having this conversation. But I was asked, what's the greatest investment I could make? I said, people. And I could see the question, why, on the face of my bill, without them asking. So I said, beyond the faces of appearance, all I see is God, even when we're not acting like it. So, by me saying that, I see even a more puzzling expression on the face. So I said, let's look at it like this. If all your money, all your success, all your assets was stripped away from you, who would you be? Who would you be then? Would you still be valuable? More so, would you still be as valuable as you thought you was to the people, places, and things that you thought you held value to? Would you still be valuable to yourself if you lost everything that you had? Would you still be valuable to the people that you thought you had value to? Who would you be to them people then? And I don't know why I was led to share this, but everything for a reason. So we need to hear this. Whoever we may be, who would you be then? That's why I hold conversations that we can't use. I like to have the type of conversations that we can't use nothing to hide behind. And go right to the you hear me? To them inner organs. And we address what need to be addressed. Who will we be to them people if we were stripped away from everything that they thought made us who we were to them? More so, who would be willing to stand with you if you were stripped away from all you had? All your money, all your success, all your assets. Who would be willing to stand with you then? If that's all you brought to the table. If that's all they had to identify with you with. Who would be willing to stand with you? I say, do you think people would be willing to stand with you if that's all you brought to the table? If you ain't bring something more than things to either add value to them or help them see the value within themselves, who would be willing to stand with you if all you brought was things to the table? You ain't bring nothing. You ain't bring nothing to add value to them that they didn't have in their life prior to meeting you. I say, would you expect people to stand with you then? I say, because the reality is, you ain't have no value. You only have value as long as you had something. How many of us know people like that? They only got value as long as they got something. We don't want to be one of them type of people. And that's why there ain't no shortcuts. You hear me? That's why there ain't no shortcuts. See, y'all understand why I take no shortcuts now? I'm living my best life. You want to live your best life? You gotta get above what's not allowing. If we want to live our best life, we gotta get above what's not allowing us to. And in order for us to get above what's not allowing us to live our best life is according to the internal journey that we're willing to take within ourselves, because it's vibrational first. It's vibrational first. We gotta be really willing to deal with, what's going on within, to be able to decide if we gonna move up or get left behind. Because the only way to move up is to go within. As within, so without. We gotta confront some things. We gotta address some things. We may have to sit in some things and saturate in some things, and meditate on some things and contemplate on some things, in order to release some things and let go of some things, after we don't sift through some things so we can heal some things, It's a whole bunch of elements, involved in the process, and everybody not in the same place in the journey, in the process of their journey, for it to mean the same thing to everybody. So you're gonna have to apply it to where you at, where you are. It's the same place where you going. Where you are now is the same place where you going now. I don't care where you are now. If you want better, it's with you right now. But how much can you hold on to what you see for yourself from where you are? Because that be our biggest battle. and usually where we get caught up is what happens in between, from getting from A to B. You know, so vision is important. Vision is important. It takes vision to have value. You know, it takes vision to have value. Cause pessimistic people only see short-sighted. You know, they don't have a long, they don't, or short-sighted people, you know, don't have a long range of view to make it a little more pleasing to the ears. You hear me? You know, so it's important to know what we're driven by. It's important to know what we're driven by, you know. And I'm not a materialistic person, so I'm not a person that's driven by external things, people, places, or any form of matter. You know, I'm very internalized. It's been a challenge to live a life driven by purpose and not surface. You know, I said that to say that. You know, I've always been driven by something greater than the external appearance of things, and I ain't know what that was until I start knowing what that was, to be able to say I've been driven by purpose, not surface. And the reason I share that is because, as I said previously, when in order to change you, you got to know you. And in order to know you, you got to be honest with you. And the reason that I say it like that is because usually when we want change, it's something reflected in our lives that's giving us an indicator that something needs to change. And in most cases, we'll look at the thing that we feel may be the indicator instead of ourselves, whom the indication is being given to. I said that to say, when you want to change, you got to start with you. You know, breathe life the same way life breathes itself into us, whether we know it or not. You know, we gotta breathe life back into life. Meaning, you know, we hear it all the time, speak life over our life and things like this. We hear it all the time, affirmations and things like this. We hear so much all the time. We don't learn so much information that the information has been more detrimental to us than beneficial for us, because all we did was learn information. And this only fit where the plot. This ain't for everybody, you know. But most people only learn information. Most people only regurgitate information that they have learned. So the application process is lacking. How do we know that the application process is lacking? Because ain't nothing has changed in the real life experience. Ain't nothing has changed. Same toxic shit still going on behind the scenes, you know, on the on the internet, on the front page, on the stage, on the gram, on the book, you know. You'll swear everybody doing their thing. But within, it's a bunch of tin mans out there. Within, it's a bunch of scarecrows out there. Within, it's a bunch of cowardly lions out there. You hear me? Lacking heart, lacking brain, and lacking courage, aka willpower. Don't know how to control the flying monkeys. If y'all, those of you who are listening, I'm making reference to the characters in The Wiz, which was the homework assignment. You hear me? For those who watch it, you know, y'all got a treat out of that. See, the Wiz was describing pretty much everything that I sit here and do through real life scenarios. It was in a 2-hour movie. You know, those who took the time to sit and watch it, I salute you. You know, I know one of the family even rented the movie off YouTube when you really ain't even have to rent the movie off YouTube because it was on there for free. But I salute you doing that. Just having the inclination, you know, to follow through according to the agreement that your spirit, you know, resonated with to do so. You see? Yeah. Because it wasn't for me. It was for whoever did it. And for whoever did it, y'all got yourself a treat. You hear me? And it wasn't about, you know, understanding everything, you know, or none of that. Just the initiations and the activations and whatever did come to surface, you know. It was a test for each and every one of us who went and watched it to see how open our third eye or our first eye really is. For those who say we woke, if you went and watched The Wiz, you'll know how woke you is by what you're able to decode out the movie. You see? But yeah, man, breathe life back in yourself, man. The same way life breathe back in you, speak life over your life. Your resilience gonna come from your ability to hold on to your vision, you know, and it takes vision to elevate ourselves, as I said in the beginning. I think in another form, but it takes vision to elevate ourselves above the reality of time, especially if we're experiencing something that we don't want to be experiencing, you know. But our experience has been the training. You see, our experience has been the training, you know. And no matter what I say, all you're gonna hear is your level of all you're gonna hear is your level of consciousness. I thought I was sharing this with somebody earlier. In conversation, because I say a lot of things, you know, to people. And a lot of things that I say to people always spark questions or introspection. But I was explaining it to them, and it took me a few times to say it for them to get it. No matter what I say, all you're going to hear, according to what's being said, is your level of consciousness to what's being said, not mine. And vice versa. See, no matter what you say to me, let me change it up for y'all could catch it in the back. No matter what you say to me, the only thing I'm going to hear in what you're saying to me is my level of consciousness according to what's being said, not yours. Hopefully it made some a little more sense. You know, it takes vision to elevate ourselves. You know, but my purpose in saying that was because a lot of times when we're sharing things with people, I don't want to use the term explaining. Explaining anything to anybody take too much energy and it's very draining. So, and I had to learn to recognize the difference between when I'm sharing something and I'm actually explaining something, because there's an energetic, there's a rate of vibrational difference that can easily be distinguished. You know, like right now. So I'm gonna say it just like this here. In the role that I play, it's necessary that I do not and will not lower my consciousness for no one to get it. And I don't say that to be arrogant, because it's really a good thing. You know, it's really a good thing. But most won't understand it to overstand it until they get to the place until they get to that place within themselves on their own tree of life. You hear me? But I'm not going to lower my consciousness for no one to get it, because if I did that, I would be doing anyone more of an injustice, a disservice, than the greatest service. And that's why I say that's a good thing. You know. Besides, I found a way to meet us right where we at, through real life conversation. You hear me? You know. And besides, if I did lower my consciousness to meet us where we be wanting to be at sometimes, and especially according to some of the places that we be wanting to be, instead of being raised up, what help would I be to what help would I be to any of us anyway? More so, what help would I be to myself if I chose to go to them places? You hear me? You know. So I use real life. I use real life, man. Because once again, it's too many of us don't learn a lot of spiritual things that we don't know how to apply in our life, that we don't know how to make use of. And this is our opportunity, you know. This is our opportunity to be able to do so. If we gon' think ourselves or create ourselves into the reality that we would like to see. You know, if we're gonna manifest ourselves into the realities that we would like to live in, you know, thought by thought, feeling by feeling, you know, action by action, you know. Cause faith without actions is void. It's dead. Ain't no life in it. Faith without actions is dead. If there ain't no life in it, and all life is moving. You hear me? You know. We don't learn too many things that we don't know how to do nothing with, and now it's time for us to apply it. And the only thing that you need is your mind. Cause a lot of stuff we spent time in learning, we ain't had to. Especially if it ain't changing our reality. It's vain. You hear me? So now's our time to do it, to shift our reality by shifting our mind. So, and the easiest way to shift your mind is to see opposite of what you see, and then speak to that. And then speak to that. Speak opposite of the another way to say that is speak opposite. Speak in the sight of discomfort, in the sight of discomfort. Speak opposite. To speak to the discomfort. Speak opposite of the discomfort. In the appearance of sickness, to speak to the sickness, you gotta see opposite of the sickness. And you could apply this to any area of your life. This is how you change your life. By changing your mind, by changing your feelings, which will change your thoughts. And then it'll change the way we speak about the things that we're experiencing. And from that space, we can start commanding change over our lives. You hear me? Think about it. It'll make sense when it makes sense. But I spoke about the Tin Man, the Scarecrow, and the Cowardly Lion, which represent the heart, the brain, and willpower. And the flying monkeys that represent the thoughts, and all us being a representation of Dorothy, as well as every other character in the movie. The same way we represent every other character or person in our life on the planet. Everything is you. And through that, we get the opportunity to heal our fears, which are the demons of our insecurities. You hear me? Our fears are the demons of our insecurities. You hear me? But this is our opportunity to heal our fears and heal our fears and face the demons of our insecurities. How about that? And believe in ourselves. Believe in oneself. By knowing oneself. Because everything is you. You hear me? Feel good for no reason at all. Stillness, abundance, love, light, health, and wholeness. You hear me? 3 times. It's been an honor. Thanks for the likes, shares, comments, questions. Question is, y'all be y'all something else. But I like it. You hear me? Long as y'all ain't being foolish, long as y'all ain't being disrespectful to myself or any other in the comment section, I got you. You know, if I can't help, you know, if I can't, if I don't know, I ain't scared to tell you. You hear me? And that's another thing I want to point out, man. When we don't know something, when we don't know something, just say you don't know. Don't try to talk on something that you don't know, cause people be looking like damn fools. You know, it's you know, we need to check ourselves about that. When we don't know something, be able to say you don't know, man. You know, it don't take nothing from you. It add more to your character than it take away. You know, if anything, trying to indulge in the conversation and we really don't know what the hell we talking about, you know, make us look more like a fool than anything. So if we don't know, just say we don't know. You hear me? People love you more for it. Feel good for no reason at all. It's been an honor. My name is Sawu. Till we do it again, be you how you be you. Thank y'all.